Okay, new video. I'm entering a long position. I like what I saw. There is a large buying order that was placed on the aggressive side. I'm going to tag along on this one with a very tight stop for 25 of a contract. Let's head half a position, 0.34. I entered the position solely based on how many aggressive, the size of the aggressive buy, one order for 11 contract on the break of this high. We haven't seen that in a long time. So I'm tagging along on this move up. I will closely manage the stop. I'm not going to add any more to the position. Right now, the loss is at $110, 0.19%. I'd like to see some follow through. Follow through is not there. I'll still keep the position open. 1 minute, 10 seconds to the close of this 5-minute candle. We have a tad bit more of volume, but it's still rather insignificant. Okay. Are we trying to break through this 2 resistance area and this liquidity void? So far today, I took a loss on a short, I took a loss on the long, and I took profit on the long. And I think the long profit size outweighs the losses. If you haven't seen the trade, I started around 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, something like that. Watch the previous video. But this is the type of price action that is really excruciating. He's really playing within tight boundaries. And for the past week, the majority of the nice moves happen overnight for me in Europe. So I end up having to fight to take what the market has to offer during the day. Sometimes the market is generous during the day, but for the past week or so, the market is not generous during the day. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to the close of this 10-minute candle. And we have yet to break 115,483. And price is reversing. Okay, let's pause and resume when there is price action. Okay, resuming, we had another 11.7 contract on the aggressive buy side, which pushed the price to make a new high. Every shallow pullback or retrace of a candle is being purchased. You have a significant, relative to the previous candle volume, you have a significant size of buy orders on the aggressive side that is being placed every time the candle is reversing. So that indicates an interest of buyers to push the price higher. And every time we make a new high with a candle on the 5 minutes, there is a shower of aggressive sellers. 6.78 on the aggressive sell side being purchased and pushed higher. Okay. We will have some reaction as we approach these 2 resistances and the liquidity zone. I'm moving my stop because I don't want to get trapped into an avalanche of aggressive sell orders. 13.24 on the aggressive buy side. Come on, let's push it. Let's push through. This should be interesting. There is confluence of a trend change on the 5-minute and on the 10-minute, as well as on the 4-hour. So this should be interesting. Aggressive sellers are showing up. Well, actually, I did put my stop on a retest of a moving average. I did not pay attention to that. So let's put the stop where it was initially. 0.65, 0.41 on the aggressive buy side, 0.5. This will get through, but is it going to stay there? That's a question. I'm getting ready to offload a portion of the position. This trade was taken very close to swing high. I'm getting ready to offload the position. Unless we see some strong follow through, I will let it run. Otherwise, I will offload half of it. Yeah, it's not as aggressive on the sell side as I thought it would be, which is a good sign. Did we make a new high on this candle? The recent high is, the current high is 115,488. Yes, we made a new high on this candle. 115,483 by $5. That's good. So technically we have a trend change in place. Technically. Now we would like to see some more follow through. 48 seconds. Till the close of this 5-minute candle. 5 minute 40 seconds on the 10-minute. And 2 hours and 25 minutes on the 4-hour. 264 being absorbed. This is a good place to take a short, by the way. If you are not playing on the, if you are not expecting price to change direction, that's a good place to enter shorts because you are very close to a swing high. And you see now we have price reverting. Aggressive sellers are showing up. 0.3, 0.5, 0.2, 0.4. Now do we see price being purchased at this level? Yeah, 243. Is that gonna be enough? Yeah, they're showing up. 137. One being absorbed at this level, no price change. It does look like it wants to go through, but there is no certainty with trading, so it may not go through. Point 3 on the sell side. Are we gonna see this pattern being a reversal? Point 1, one contract, 0.1, 0.17, 0.14 is very light, very, very light. Notice that this candle, which pierced the most recent swing high, was a bearish candle and resulted in much higher volume than the previous bullish candles. So more liquidity, or should I say more supply, is being dumped at this level than it was at those levels. Which is what you would expect when you pierce through a swing high. Seeing that the liquidity, the supply is being dumped and is being absorbed and price keeps on going is also what you want to see if you are long. That would indicate that most likely this most recent swing high is being taken over. You see this one, 14.3 on the aggressive buy side. This is what I was saying earlier. Every time the price is reversing a tiny bit, is being absorbed. And now they're trying to push through again. Let's see if they're successful to push it higher. 1.15. This 14.3 is aggressive buyers buying from passive sellers. Yeah, so there are still sellers here at this level, placing limit orders. Perhaps people who actually entered down there and offloading their position. But I'm betting that we get through it. And that will constitute a reversal. How high it's gonna go, no idea. 357 on the sell side at this level. It will take its time. The RSI keeps on making new highs, which is good. What you want to see. Yeah, let's take a break and resume when there is price action. Okay, resuming, we have a bit of a price action. So I want to say as expected, but it would be too presumptuous of me. Price actually failed to break on the first attempt. The liquidity gets through the liquidity void. We had a retest of the moving averages on the 5-minute. And now it seems that price is looking at making a breakthrough. I have not closed the position on this pullback, neither did I add to the position. I was just watching. I had my stop in place. I'm willing to lose 110 bucks on this position. It was perfectly fine. And so I did not take any action. Now, if we make it through this and close above, then I'll move the stop underneath this low here. So let's see the tape. Are we making a new high? 115, 488.27. I think it was 488.20. It's exactly the same level as it was before. So we need to push through this. We need to see aggressive buyers show up and really push the price through it. We might get through, and the second level of resistance at 115, 516 will probably cause some trouble if we don't get through it in one go. Because this was the bottom of a week that sent the price higher but failed to make a new high, and then we had a retest of this level, breakthrough, close back in, lured buyers right here, and then on the touch of the moving average we went through it as well. So 115, 517 might be tricky. We are at 115, 488.28. We need to push through this. Volume is notice on the shallow pullback here to the moving average. Look at the volume. The volume was decreasing on the pullback. So that was a good indication that there is no real intention to send the price lower. And as we broke the high of this candle, volume started to pick up again. All things considered, the volume is rubbish. Yeah, it's not a tangible indicator in this particular session. So are we gonna get through this? "10 minutes did not even touch the moving average. And the 4-hour is closing in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay, so we'll wait for the close of this candle and see the behavior, the early behavior of the next one. But if we stall right here, I will pause again the recording. We need someone to fat finger. Okay, there we go. 95, 36, not much. Okay, we are through. We started to consume the liquidity void. Now, do we see an avalanche of sell orders without price retracting too much? Would indicate that passive buyers are showing up, which is what we want to see. Of course, if aggressive buyers are really showing up, then they're absorbing all the liquidity that the passive sellers are putting in the order book. But now it's not. I would have expected, I was expecting a bit more reaction on this level. I'll move the stop. Yeah, I'll move my stop. So loss on this position, 69 bucks, if triggered. I'm not adding any more to the position. I'd like to see some more intensity out of the buyers. Right now it looks like a shallow new high, a very weak attempt at going higher. This is not convincing. See this? 0.02, 0.03, 0.12, 0.03 absorbed. It's not very convincing. Perhaps this liquidity void is a nothing burger. This level right here, 115, 516, 82, might be of interest. Now we start to see a short avalanche of aggressive sellers. Do we have aggressive buyers showing up or passive buyers absorbing? Right now they're not absorbing anything. No, they're not willing to push it higher yet. Two minutes on the close of this candle. So far the behavior is not very conclusive. It's not negative either, but it's not conclusive for a push higher. And we have the Bitcoin dominance at 59.77 is flat. It's flat for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's the 7th day where the dominance is flat. And there is no altcoin, the top dogs, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, they're not doing anything either. So maybe this was a trap. Second attempt for a trap is like offering the short sellers the head of the limit buyers on a silver platter for a second time. 2.1 at the low of this candle, not great. 7.5, not great either, but the price is not going any lower, so this is being absorbed by the passive buyers. I'd like to see some aggressive buyers showing up at this level. 30 seconds before the close. It's a battle without being a battle. It's a psychological battle. Because there is no battle in terms of size of transactions. It's a psychological battle. Your eyes are telling your brain, here, we want to go higher, price wants to go higher, but price is not willing to move, the buyers are not showing up. 0.02, 0.03, 4.6 at the low of the candle. Do we keep having the same behavior again, that the low of a candle is being bought by aggressive buyers? Not really on this one. We have 139 on the buy side. It's good that I move my stop on the low of this candle, because if we get to pierce through the moving averages, it's likely that we take out this low. And if that's the case, then we start to make lower low on this particular price action, which is not what you would like to see. But it's something that you often see at this particular level of a previous swing high. 140 on the aggressive buy side. The 10-minute candle closes in 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Do we have another attempt at pushing through? 0.19, 0.47. And it's close to lunchtime in Europe. It's 12:16 right now. 255 on the buy side at the high of the candle. 0.42 absorbed. 0.45 absorbed. Yeah, might be a shot at pushing through. 0.61 on the sell side. No, it doesn't seem to be ready to go through. Okay, let's take a break and resume when there is price action. Okay, let's resume. We made a new high on this 5-minute candle, and so on the 10-minute candle as well. 1 minute 28 till the close. We're making a new high, but the size of aggressive buyers is consistent with what we had since the morning. So let's see how we react on this 115, 516. $6 away. This is really a grinding market price action. That's the type of price action that drives you crazy if you're not managing your risk properly and if you are too impatient. Generally, when you have this price action and your brain starts to go in different directions, should I sell, should I short? And maybe it's good to step away. Take a position, put on stop loss, have your risk under control and let the position run. Accept the loss before you enter the position. I think that's a key. 246 on the aggressive buy side at the top of the candle. 115, 507. So no, it was not the top. 110 was the top. Okay, 327 at 499. It wants to push through, but it's taking its time. So now we are back above the low of this candle. We closed once. Second time we close above the low of this candle. Yes. 125. 327, we had it already. You can, like, if you keep looking at the tape relative to a particular level, you can get a pretty good understanding whether sellers are considering this level as a place to dump on the supply. You can see that at the speed at which the tape is unfolding. If the size of the transaction is relatively similar or identical to the previous exchange, you can identify whether sellers are willing to dump at this price level. Right now, I would say that they're not willing to dump at this price level, which would indicate that we may go higher. Maybe by a lot more, maybe by a tiny bit. But at least this level, close to a former support. 0.5, 0.2, 0.5, 0.5, 0.3 on the sell side. Okay, we're not ready to get through it yet, so let's take a break and resume when there is price action. Okay, a few seconds have passed. It appears that there is a change of heart on the aggressive buyer side. Are we gonna get through 515? We got through 515.16 because now we were at 515.22. 115,522 exactly. But now we have 2.1 on the absorption at this level at the high of the candle, so it's good. Good sign. Not moving my stop. $0.17. Absorption at the high of the candle. 0.01. 0.2 at the high of the candle. We're making a new high. 524. I will stop mentioning the hundreds of thousands. Yeah, I'll talk only about the hundreds. 536, pushing higher. The volume is decreasing, huh? Notice how volume is decreasing. We make new high, volume is decreasing. RSI is failing to make a new high on this particular candle. Caution is advised. Caution is advised. I am tempted to move my stop close to break even because I don't like the way it's behaving. Okay, some aggressive sellers showing up on the high of the candle. We almost consumed the complete liquidity void area and no thrust yet. I'll have to close the position. I'll need to go for lunch. I generally, whenever I need to step out for more than, let's say, 5 minutes, to step away from the computer, if I have a running position, if it's a winning one, I have a stop loss in place. But for me, taking target profit is not something I use. I would rather close the position and come back later and reassess. If I miss a part of the move, that's fine. There are opportunities every day. But one thing that is really nerve-wracking when you're trading, let's say, for example, I keep this position as is, I go for lunch, price does this, and then that. And when I come back from lunch, I sit in front of the computer, I see that price is where I left it, but I missed this entire move. It's something that you need to discuss with yourself, because if you put a take profit, let's say I put a take profit, where would I put a take profit? Somewhere here. Yeah, I put a take profit, and price runs through and never goes back and keeps on grinding up. I'll be also pissed. Yeah, so I prefer to close the position. What price is doing when I'm not there, I don't mind. I cannot influence that. But I'm willing to push an extra 5 minutes to go for lunch if we see some action here. And it looks like we want to 246 on the aggressive buy side, almost consuming the entire liquidity void. It would not take much to get at least to 675. Because here there is a tiny bit of inefficiency until the open of this bearish candle here, right here. So 675. We get there, I close the position and I go for lunch. And if we don't, I also close the position with a tiny bit of a profit. What's that? The loss is 12.12, 69 bucks. So now position is in profit of 69 bucks. Profit is profit. There are days I don't make much. It's as simple as that. Okay, 4 more minutes and I go. We have a third consecutive high on those 3 candles, and yet the RSI is failing to make new highs. Caution, caution. Either we thrust out of it and the RSI makes a new high, or that is a nice trap. 246, 247. Okay, we are out of the liquidity void, and let's see if we get some thrust now. 319, 214. Come on, push it higher. Three more minutes and I close the position and then go for lunch. It's not very energetic, not very decided. On the other hand, aggressive sellers are not showing up, so status quo. 2 more minutes. So the 4 hour is above the high of the previous candle, which is good. I suspect that the 4 hour may behave the same as it did before until proven otherwise, meaning if we do get close to the moving average or in between the moving average, we might get some rejection here. If we get there, it could be a good area to place a short. As you see, you also have decreasing volume on the 4 hour candles. Okay, 50 seconds, I go. Thirty seconds. Last minute selling is happening. Yeah, okay, I'm out. All right, thanks for watching. Have a nice lunch and I'll speak to you soon.